so fast. I had to go to the store across the road, and it's like, well, I ran there, but it's more like the fact, like, I'm on the 4th floor. So fast. Oh my god. I just scared the crap out of myself in my own voice. Like, oh, too spooky. Video games, please. My heart can't handle this. It's too early. Too early. Anyway, yeah, as for our guys dying, to be fair, we were playing on permadeath on the hardest difficulty of the game after many patches. Like, come on. Anyway, loading the game out now. I think there's an opening cutscene, that's why I started the stream first. And if my rudimentary German is correct, stream title should mean trains going, trains leaving. Chasing ghosts. What? Oh, there's no opening cutscene. Okay, cool. Oh, no, not chasing ghosts. Anyway, this game is based on a lot of the old Agatha Christie novels, like Hercule Poirot. You know, stuff like Miss Marple, Tommy and Tuppence, and stuff like that. But mostly Hercule Poirot. So, if you know who he is, he was sort of like a Belgian detective, written by Agatha Christie. Very fun, very cool. I like him. Anyway, big fan of old detective novels. This is an adventure game, but it's easier than the other ones. It's more about the story and the characters, and solving the plot, figuring out who did it, what's doing it, you know, stuff like that, than it is about silly puzzles. And also, it's more realistic, if you will. So, it's not to say there won't be humor. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen more than 20 minutes of gameplay, because that's all I've played. And then I was like, oh, I really like this, and I bought it, and I haven't played it, and here it is. So let's play it now. This room's first. You said something about... Yeah, I had to go get a drink. Whew. Gave himself a goddamn heart attack again. But yes. So, sorry. It's a bit out of breath, yeah. No, I'm on the 4th floor, and there's no elevator or anything like that, so... I didn't want to leave you guys waiting. Didn't want to make you waste away waiting on me, so... This is how I start a new game, that's fine. I have a copy of Ticket the Ride, quite enjoy. It's a fun little board game. And it taught me Zug Zug. This is the German for Ticket the Ride, which I assume just means train something train. Maybe train by train. So, we were just talking about German and terrible trains, so it sort of popped in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, I want to play it. Well, let's watch the intro. Well, again, I haven't tried recording this, so please let me know if it looks good, if I need to change the audio, etc.
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold?
I will note that lag is
Harold?
not my computer. It always does that in the opening cutscene, I don't know why.
Harold, you hear me? This is no time for fun and games.
Calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
A copper? What are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
Oh, good. Then he hasn't got it yet.
You mean the Raven's heir?
Shh! Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
Do you understand? You and me, mate. We'll be heroes. All right, now, we just have to...
what?
Halt!
You want me?
You're under arrest!
Too cheeky. Well, that's quite the explosive intro. I do quite like this music. Very much reminds me of those old mystery novels and Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that. I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. 3D graphics. Much appreciated, Origami. These cutscenes on a toaster. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Maybe. I will say this is a very small company. So that could be part of it. Not sure if they have too many other games to their name. I assume everyone knows what the Orient Express is. It's a very famous train. And we're on it. There's an Hercule Poirot mystery known as Murder on the Orient Express. There's also a Call of Cthulhu campaign called Horror on the Orient Express, which is very cool.
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
Haha, you're funny. But you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
Do cops need guns? Could have called this Dream Simulator 2015. Oh, that's true enough.
Disturbing a Swiss officer while he reads a crime novel is a very serious offense. I could arrest you.
But I have a pistol, and you don't.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Where in the world is it so dangerous that I'd need a pistol?
America.
And who might you be?
My name is Matthew Miller,
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. But my mom and I live in England now. She's taking care of some rich old lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment. We're taking a cruise on a big ship.
Impressive. You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
Wow, that's kind of rude. Is the audio okay? Can you hear what they're saying? I'm just gonna wait a minute while everyone gets back to me on that.
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although, I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels.
Oh, you Origami. You know you're in for an adventure when it starts out with a ginger person. Then we got bored. Come to America, stay because you got shot. And stay even longer because you have to try and pay off the medical bills. Too true.
You do know these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
What did the papers say? Oh.
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Jakob.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Well, okay, Sassy Pants, who are you?
Inspector Legrand.
Oh.
It's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police. But it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
How do I keep an eye on things when I'm sitting down?
But, monsieur, surely I can be of assistance, somehow. I saw a safe being loaded.
We have everything under control. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zellner. If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
Clearly on holiday. No. Searching for someone. Maybe. If I had to bet, though. We just said there was a safe being loaded on board, so...
I think you're guarding something.
Oh, really? And what might it be?
Whatever's inside the safe.
I really couldn't say. But it must be very important.
Why is that?
Because you are very important. They wouldn't have assigned the case to you if it were just a trifle.
Get owned, Mr. Dictative.
Let's assume that we really are transporting something very important on this train. And let's assume that it really is my job to see that it arrives safely. Then why isn't the train crawling with police?
Ooh. I would go for it's a trap.
It's a trap.
You've got a vivid imagination. I'll give you that.
That's pretty smart.
That is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. We'll get along fine without you.
You won't.
Won't? Pardonnez-moi.
Pardonnez-moi,
I can
monsieur.
help. And I will help. You are in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zellner. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But how do you know?
What am I doing on this train? Was that part of your plan? Getting caught? What's next? Crashing the train with no survivors.
Oh, hello.
Boy.
You cheated.
No, I didn't.
did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, well, you're
And
ginger.
what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa! It was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either. All right, Matthew. I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie.
Because your hair is Maddie?
A little kid.
Or what?
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open.
This train sounds
Maybe
nice.
I can change his mind.
Making weird rumbling stuff. Do I want to learn about game controls? Sure. Examine item, click on it.
This morning I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich with me anyway.
Most screws over sandwich paper again. It's changed, so I can take it. Cool. Trying to tell me this is like a point-and-click adventure? How do I move it to my inventory? Huh. No way, who does that? Just eat the whole apple, man. I always eat the whole apple. Okay.
I wrapped the apple core in the sandwich paper. That way I can carry it without making a mess of my trouser pocket. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day.
Did you lose your Swiss accent? Left click. Paper napkin, then click on the sandwich. Oh. Shit. Oops. Go back.
The napkin came with the croissant I bought at the train station. A guilty pleasure. I don't need that either.
Oh my god, that's origami right there. Dump the litter into the ashtray. Sure. That seems way overly complicated.
All right.
That's all I need to know about the game? That's it? Well, I dare say we're in for a fairly easy trip. And if Legrand shot the Raven, how comes he's still alive? Eh? Everything about that game? No, I don't think so. Speech is good. Sound effects maybe lower a little bit. Oh god, what did I... Is everything okay still? Seems fine. Alright. Go ahead and save our game here. To me, please don't throw me. Does it look okay though? Like how's the...
Vicarage in the Mirror. A detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Westmacott. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage one of her plays.
Zelner, you're showing your age, man.
I'll leave it there. I'll pick it up before I get off.
Violinist. So this is a game that's not going to have pixel hunting, if you can't tell. Hopefully.
This is the first car. The coal tender should be directly beyond this door.
Oh,
and
that's right. Yeah, the
it,
Raven's
the
heir is
engine.
committing the crimes. You got me. Thanks. That's actually probably very important to the plot of this game, and I just messed it up.
The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in Paris and ends in Istanbul, as usual. Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me.
There's the odd audio cut. I'm not sure what that is.
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. So one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he.
Sounds like them turning off the recording, actually.
The violinist...
Can we talk to him? What's wrong? You got shakes?
Hello, sir.
The heroin? Is it wearing off?
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money. Or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
Cairo.
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
It's a long way from
I'm
here.
sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
And we don't trust the gingers.
No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy, Bard.
There could be many reasons for the violinist's shaking hand. Strained nerves, an illness. My money's on alcohol. It wouldn't be the first musician who ruined his career that way.
I mean, you know, they had other drugs back then, Zellner. Oh, this is
very kind of you. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Spill.
Pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucio. Professor Edgar Lucio.
Oh, a professor.
Interesting.
Are you a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say.
This is already Call of Cthulhu. I think this takes place in the 1960s, but don't quote me on that. It's around the time of Hercule Poirot. I wonder if we'll find out during the game.
So, you were, shall we say, an eyewitness to the burglary 2 days ago?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
Well, there was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Hipsters.
Whatever you say. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No, should I?
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Well, why should I?
Just a thought.
Why are you so
You're
nervous?
a representative of the British Museum.
Mr. Origami,
There's a
suspect
guard
number one.
safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
No, not yet.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Are they in Cairo?
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, or so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave.
Yeah, not yet, son.
Just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train?
Mm-hmm.
No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
Oh, okay. Goodbye.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just, I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable.
Why are you in a hurry to get to your compartment now?
What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out somehow.
Let me just push
The
you out of the way.
compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here.
We got two drug addicts on the train, and they're both going to Venice. Well, actually, they're both going to Cairo. Oh no!
The little label
just
on the
one's
door
going to Cairo.
reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
All right, strike a rope. Can we go in? Nope. Hello,
Yes,
Jeeves.
what is it? Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door. The noise on this train is driving me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir.
It was stolen.
When did you... When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What?
In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What? The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
I never lose anything.
Very well, then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions about your fellow passengers.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse.
The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
But couldn't we perhaps... All right. First, the purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Don't know where they're headed. Off to the saloon car, I guess. Time to get crunk.
I don't believe it.
Miss Marple.
I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure. May I ask what you're doing here?
This is our famous
Are you on
author.
holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
Are you going to kill
I've
yourself?
been
What?
writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
Oh, is that
You
what it is?
quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine.
Maybe she's the Raven's heir because she's trying to commit a crime to get more ideas for her. I
Are
don't
you
know.
traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
Don't say Venice.
No,
Oh,
we
my
are
God.
on our way to Venice. From there, we will take a ship to Cairo. As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see. As
Oh,
a
dear.
writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner.
Okay, sassy.
Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
What a criminal.
He seems pretty young, but
Gonna
he's
lock him up.
already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer.
Kreutzer.
He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
Did you notice anyone else? What about the doctor or the Baroness?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few
I've only
minutes
asked you
ago.
about 3 people.
Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he say the
Oh, you
again?
origami.
Or will you, Constable?
Whoa, hey, what are you saying?
There's something else.
I'm not a hero.
Passenger's
I'm
purse
Swiss.
has gone missing.
I stay out of conflicts.
I suppose you haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. As you know, I only deal with murder, not burglary.
Have you asked my boy yet? Maddie is good at finding things.
Like, literally
I'll
no
go
one
and do
asked
that
you.
now. As much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
And you know what they say, big people can make, you know, big waves in the wave
Mrs.
pool.
Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy admirer. Very diligent. But she does seem a little nervous and tense. I imagine she has her work cut out for her with Matt. And a difficult boss, from what they say.
Oh my god, what is this?
The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks.
Oh my god, steal all the
Normally he would
toothpicks.
offer them discreetly after dinner.
Sweet.
Mrs. Miller?
Was there something on the floor there?
Yes?
The little boy, Matt, he's your son?
Oh, yes. Has he done something?
No, I've already met him. Clever little fellow.
We always call him Professor because he's so precocious. If only someone could just drive the mischief out of him.
Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I was totally focused on my work.
She's always got an awful lot to do, my Mary.
Is that a bird?
You have to tell me if that's not all right with you.
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want.
So, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, Constable.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Really? There's, what is this on the floor? Do you see it? There's a little something right there. Oh, come on. There's something right there on the floor. I just stepped on it. Oh, it's not here anymore. No, walk this way. Is it still there? What the frick is? Oh, is that just where the door comes? Maybe. I don't know. Alright. Hang on. Let's go ask the little boy then about the purse. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yes. Can we take the book and go have her, like, autograph her or something?
Should I ask for an autograph?
Yes.
That will be quite unprofessional. But on the other hand...
Whatever, we're Swiss, it's fine. Where's the little boy? Oh my god, he's dead. I wanted to ask him about the purse. I wonder where he went. Pick lock with the toothpick? Hey, maybe. Wonder if this guy's gonna pay attention if I walk behind the bar. Nope. Okay.
I suppose the steward won't object to me having a look around in his absence.
Well, we are the police.
Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there.
I don't know. Check it out.
Locked. Where could he be?
How many keys to get in the compartment with the keys, eh?
A shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years.
Can I turn it on? Oh, I got an achievement. Nice.
Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child.
Take the whole bowl, man. They can't stop you.
Maybe if I just suck it.
I'm sorry? Do you have, like, tooth problems or something?
Who'd have thought that one day butterscotch would remind me of my age and of all the things I had to leave behind?
Well, sorry about your teeth, man.
The pad on which the steward writes orders. Empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today. I don't need the pad, but the pencil might come in handy.
Okay.
The steward probably uses the scissors on hard-to-open packages. These days, nearly everything is sealed up tight. A colleague recently told me about dry powdered soup in small bags. I couldn't believe it. I'll leave the scissors here. If I need them, I know where to find them.
And we're gonna need them then. Let's turn off the radio. Alright, who are you? Oh, you'd be the German then. Going to Italy.
Ah, Mr.
Yeah.
Zellner.
Right, right. How can I help you?
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious here on the train
Sie
on Zurich?
Doctor.
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
If your suitcase was stolen, yes.
Constable Zellner, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train.
Does everybody know he did this?
A man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely.
I know that origami, don't worry.
And I believe we both have a good idea just what's inside.
I do indeed have a theory, but what's yours?
A ruby was stolen in London. One of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx. The second jewel, an emerald, is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly.
And we're in Switzerland.
Both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
True.
Indeed.
What I love too is that's like always such a funny like trope in detective stuff. It's like, yes, I know the answer, but what do you think? And then it's like they tell you, and it's like, haha, I knew it. It's like, no, you.
Any news about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it?
I wasn't
It must
there.
have been professional.
Were you?
The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
Well, one cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular coups.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
One cannot clean up the nation without some collateral damage. It's like, oh dear, Mr. German.
May I
Please.
borrow your newspaper?
You can take the section with the article on the burglary.
Collateral
You're
damage wasn't okay,
interested
movie.
in that bit, aren't you?
You caught me out.
I actually won the funny page, but...
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
There's something else. Do you know where the conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself.
Oh.
I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves, and didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, the rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He is not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
Oh wow, new coops from the Raven, bird coop. That's
I
funny.
meant to ask, the Baroness is missing her purse.
A baroness? This train is really full of the creme de la creme. The queen of crime is over there, and now a baroness as well.
Have you seen the purse?
Unfortunately, no. Do you know Lady Westmacott? You were talking to her.
Well, I'm an admirer of her work.
Oh yeah, we forgot to have her
Like
sign
so
it.
many others. I once read in the newspaper that only Shakespeare and the Bible sell more copies than her crime novels.
I read that too.
She must be filthy rich. As a doctor, I'd have to work 1,000 years to earn that kind of money.
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Something sounds a little salty. I feel that way sometimes. Not about authors necessarily, but you know, you're just like, oh man, now, my life. People get so much money for. Oh, let's read this
Let's see if there's any news.
All of this is news. I haven't read it.
Blah, blah, blah. Eye of the Sphinx. One of 2 priceless jewels. Extraordinary pure ruby. 2000 BC, etc., etc. Old news. And here, shocking burglary. Professional thieves surprised by museum guard Charles Langley and Constable Robert Oliver of Scotland Yard. Explosion? Not really anything new. One of the 2 eyes of the Sphinx, a ruby that's nearly 4,000 years old, was stolen from the British Museum. The burglar was surprised, but managed to escape with his loot without being recognized. That's the official story. But it says nothing about Legrand and the second eye. Luna's Drops, the calming herbal liqueur for women. A glass a day. It relaxes the nerves and maintains domestic tranquility. Luna's Drops, if you don't want to bother your husband.
Oh my god. If your wife's being crazy, get her drunk.
A story about the upcoming Oscars and Cleopatra's chances of winning. An incredible feat. They built the largest movie set of all time in Rome. And because of the main actress's many illnesses, several changes of director, and months of delays, cost shot to over $40 million. The most expensive movie ever made. A record never to be broken.
Well.
John Surtees won the Formula One World Championship for the first time on Saturday. He also won the World Championship in motorcycle racing from 1956 to 1960. Making him the only man in motorsports to win world championships in both motorcycle and Formula One events. Not really my cup of tea. Too loud, too fast, too much exhaust.
I know that feeling. Let's go ahead and solve our baby puzzle. Wallet and pills? When the hell did you gonna tell me you're carrying those around? Well, let's do it.
Lady Westmacott.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might...
Sign your book, Constable Zellner?
If it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Of course it's an inconvenience, but only a small one.
Well, I don't even want your signature now. It's just rude.
You are welcome.
Thank you so very much.
That is nice of her, though. I was gonna say, a record until James Cameron discovered CGI. Wait, I can ask for how much money if I use computers?
Pills. For my heart. I'm supposed to take one if I have trouble. My daughter insisted that I take them with me. She was strongly against this little adventure. But I wasn't about to change my mind.
Take one right now. Just pop a lop.
I bought it last week at a flea market. I like it because it tells a story. I suppose the previous owner bought himself a newer one. This one still works just fine, though.
A racing car game makes the left turn all the time. No, I don't want to talk to him. No.
I'd better let him read his newspaper if I don't have any pressing questions.
Alright, let's go out here. Oh, that got intense. What's that?
A box with a padlock. I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here.
Can I go open it?
Locked.
Bang, bang!
Holy shit.
Don't move.
Asshole.
Matt, have you gone mad?
I'll shoot.
I almost had a heart attack and I wasn't sitting on the edge of a train.
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past the window.
Yes, sure. Now get moving.
Oh, man.
Wait, a ghost flew past the window. Can we get on top of the train and, like, look around?
The ladder leads up to the roof.
Yeah.
It will be suicidal to climb up there while the train is at full speed.
Well, I think someone else might have done it.
Tunnels. No, I'll stay down here.
How are we getting there? We got anything?
The box is secured with a padlock. I won't be able to open it without a key. I strongly suspect that the door is locked. No, it's open.
Maybe the violinist jumped out.
Hello?
Oh god, the constable's dead.
Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Cluck cluck like a chicken.
Put the gun down, Robert. If I may introduce Constable Robert Oliver from the yard. And this is the revered Constable
father?
Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
It's my job to guard the train, man. I'm just walking.
Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Wow, sassy.
Perhaps that someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With an eye? An eye on its way from Zurich to Cairo?
Someone has done his homework.
I read the newspaper.
Well done, Constable.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Totally, dude.
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out?
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment.
I think it's Lucien, not Lucien.
Report back to me when you're through.
My pleasure, monsieur. Constable Robert Oliver. Is it possible that I read your name in the newspaper?
Ah, could be, sir. Could very well be.
Robert was there when the first eye of the Sphinx was stolen.
Why were you in the museum? Did you spot something from outside?
Were you perhaps the Raven?
Well, sir, I noticed that a door was ajar, which was suspicious, and it was my duty to investigate, sir.
Scotland Yard gave him a commendation and assigned him to me as a liaison.
A great honor, sir.
Baroness von Trebitz told me that she's missing her purse.
Baroness von Trebitz? Interesting.
Indeed, sir.
But it has nothing to do with our case.
Does it?
So I shouldn't concern myself with the matter.
Why not? It's your job as a policeman. But don't expect me to be particularly interested in a lost purse.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Robert, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? It could just as easily be a woman.
Or several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur?
Never mind.
Because the
I'll
intro.
go attend to the door now.
Good. And Constable Zellner.
Don't come back in.
Don't
Yeah,
bother
I
us,
figured.
unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it's you.
Understood. An investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end.
Let's go talk to Maddie. See if he knows anything.
Matt will get his pistol back in Venice. That...
And a good dressing down. What is that supposed to mean, Zellner? Oh, Zellner. Oh, Zellner. No. Why Scotland Yard be down in London? Well, it's called Scotland.
Oh, Constable?
No, we didn't take his gun.
Yes, ma'am.
My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope. It's just that he just walked past us, silent and seething. That's usually a sign that someone's laid down the law.
I'm afraid so. He played a trick on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
I understand. And thank you. Maddie is a very lively child. Sometimes he needs a strong fatherly hand.
Where is Matt's father, if I may ask?
He's gone.
Ah, I understand.
Could you, leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
I mean, I'm like 20 years older than you, but if you need a fatherly hand, whatever, I can do. Here's the thing, Scotland Yard is in London because that's where, you know, the yard is that they used to put all the Scots to hang and sit in jail and stuff. And I'm like, oh jeez, there's a pissed off ginger if I've ever seen one.
Hello, Matt.
Oh dear.
Oh, come on. Are you going to be angry with me for the rest of the trip?
Yes.
Until I get my pistol back.
I gave it to your mother.
Oh, man. Couldn't you have just raked me over the coals?
Would you have learned anything from that?
I didn't learn anything from this either.
Well, with that attitude, I'm throwing you out the train to find the ghost. How about that?
Come on, Matt. Did you really think that you can ignore me for longer than I can ignore you? I'm Swiss. It's practically a national sport.
Oh my god, the joke.
Matt is digging in his heels. I won't get anything out of him as long as he's angry with me.
I don't think his heels reach the floor, to be honest.
Matt is
Alright, where is all this newspaper stuff I keep hearing us write? Oh, a notebook. Notes. Secrets. No, I don't want a hint.
I won't need any just now. It would be rather embarrassing if I met Legrand and wasn't able to open my mouth because it's been stuck shut, or because I lost some teeth.
That would be embarrassing. Wonder if Maddie would like some butterscotch. Kids love candy.
Would you like a butterscotch?
You think you can bribe me?
I have no reason to. You made trouble and got punished for it. Take it as a peace offering.
Just 4?
If I'm faster than you, there'll only be 3.
Hey!
Friends again?
Yeah, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Maddie, super fatty.
No dangerous nonsense anymore.
Okay.
Matt's father was a Raven, that's why he's dead. His mom's the new Raven, that's why she's friends with a crime novel lady. And Matt is a useless shite.
Your mother is Lady Westmacott's companion, correct?
Yeah, but it's not like you think. At first I thought, boy, you must be really wicked if you need to pay for friends. But the lady's really okay. A bit odd and really old. But other than that, she's great. She likes me.
The lady has peculiar taste.
Hey!
So, here's the thing. The mom's got brown hair. The father, the Raven, actually has black hair. And Maddie came out with like red hair and nobody knew where it came from. and that's why he left her. And they never told Maddie, and she got upset, and she always dreamed that one day Maddie would take on his mantle as the Robin. That was not meant to be.
You and your mother, do you both live on Lady Westmacott's estate?
I'm only there for the holidays. Most of the time I'm at boarding school.
I imagine that's not very pleasant.
No, it's fine. I have friends there. You always have to be so quiet in the lady's house, and I'm not allowed to bring any friends.
Such a big house with so many places to hide, and no one to play hide and seek with.
You said it.
Play hide and seek with the old lady, come on.
And how long has your mother worked for the lady?
2 years.
And your father? What does he do?
He stayed home. I used to go fishing with him, and hunting. He even let me shoot a real gun.
And then?
Then Mom fought with him, and he left.
I told you.
I was 7.
There we go.
Oh, and how old are you now?
In 8 months, I'll be 9 years old.
And do you already know what you want to be when you grow up? A burglar?
No. We'll see. Maybe an actor.
Really? Well, I don't know. You need a lot of talent for that. I'm an actor in a theater group, you know?
You are?
Oh, yes. And I'm one of the best in our group, if I may say so.
I'm acting now.
Really
I'm
deep
not even
into my
Swiss.
roles, you know? I don't just talk like the character. I think like him. I become him. It's the only way to... Matt, are you okay?
I think you just have to be good at copying things to be an actor.
That wasn't bad. Disturbing, but not bad.
This kid's getting shot. First time I get a gun. Also, I love the fact that you can see the other characters in the background, like through a little thing. It does really make it feel like a train.
The Baroness in the second compartment over there is missing her purse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Do I ever?
Well, that was obvious, Maddie. Just want to point at him, too?
Over there with the violin case?
What about him?
He picked up something in Zurich and put it in his violin case.
Really?
Yeah, and he made sure that nobody saw him.
But you saw him.
Uh-huh.
Did you also see what it was?
Nah, not really. But now that I think of it, it must have been the Baroness's purse.
I should look into it, shouldn't I?
I think so.
I thought you just keeps looking over at us. Voice actors talking as a character, talking about getting their head tacked to someone. Actorception.
Tell me, have you seen the steward anywhere?
Nope. He was walking around a little while ago, though.
Hopefully they didn't forget him in Zurich.
What's he supposed to do?
I'm looking for a key to open a compartment door.
Did you check his things behind the counter?
I'm sure the drawers will be locked.
Can't you break it open? Or pick the lock like the Raven?
Perhaps. But I'd need a piece of wire or something like that.
Ask my mom. She has a lot of hairpins. She doesn't like the wind messing up her hair.
Like, how many's a lot?
Thanks for the tip. So long.
So longer.
So longer. That's how you get shot. This kid never would have survived in the hood. Let's talk to this violinist.
Excuse me, sir. A passenger is missing her purse. Perhaps it was stolen.
Really?
Someone saw you with your violin case on the platform in Zurich.
What's the meaning of this? I didn't steal anything.
Nobody said you did. I just wanted to ask you whether you might have noticed anything on the platform.
Ah, well...
Why did you think I was accusing you?
Well, I thought because you mentioned my violin case in the context of the purse.
Apropos, may I have a look at your violin? It must be a very extraordinary piece.
Oh, that's not possible. It's a genuine Guarneri.
Very valuable.
Very. And also very sensitive.
What could harm it here? Light? Air? May I ask you to open the violin case?
No, you may not. I'm not guilty of anything.
I'm afraid I have to insist.
Then I'm afraid you need a warrant. I will
Whoa.
not stand back and let you rifle through my belongings.
Hey, pal. Someone's a little touchy-touchy.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
I don't want to talk to him. I want to look at him.
Matt says the violinist put something in his violin case on the platform. Seems suspicious somehow. The question is, how credible is a statement from an imaginative boy? I think the violinist is hiding something. But to be sure that Matt was right,
Let's just
I have
say
to
this
get
to
a
his
look in
face.
the violin case. How can I do that without the violinist's consent?
I don't know. Is there anything else I can do in here? Can I offer him my book to read? No. Oh, I can open the window. That's something. Oh my god, that noise.
Would you be so kind as to close the window?
No, I'd like some fresh air.
Okay,
But I
Zelda.
don't want to catch a cold.
You're not alone on this train. I want the window open.
Swiss politeness doesn't seem to be what it used to be. I'm not going to catch a cold because of you. Go somewhere else if you don't like it.
Okay.
That makes no sense. The violinist would close the window immediately, and I wouldn't have enough time to search his violin case. We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Did I put the pencil in the stopper? No.
That...
I know you can do this in real life. You can put a pencil in the stopper. It's actually what we have to do in the kitchen right now. Well, bullshit, you put the toothpick in there, it's gonna snap right away.
The tip of the toothpick is stuck between the window and the runner.
I thought he's looking at us for a second. Whatever. What are we raffle knowing about what I do with Borrowed?
What nerve! I'll complain to your superiors.
And I'll arrest you because I'm a policeman. Yeah, have fun with that. It's lots of fun, isn't it? Oh.
Well, that's not what you expect to find in a violin case. An old one, but probably still fully functional. I don't know anything about violins. It may very well be a very expensive violin, or not.
Hey, what are you doing there?
I was taking your case for safekeeping, since it was left here unattended. When I picked it up, the cover unlatched.
I never leave my violin unattended.
Ah, then no one else could have put this purse in your case.
Nail it.
Someone must have snuck it in, like you.
Aha, for sure. And you have a pistol in the case because...
I don't owe you an explanation. It's mine. I have a gun license.
Can I
Now,
see it?
take the damned purse to the Baroness and leave me in peace.
You seem like you could be a raven.
Just get lost.
It won't be that easy. I'll report the incident to the Italian authorities in Venice.
Yeah, have fun with that. Oh, I don't know. That's not that dumb. Yeah, we need a pick for that. I guess I can talk to her now.
Oh, Inspector, did you find the Baroness's purse?
Yep.
I did indeed.
We did.
You did! Out of my way, James.
Out of my... Whoa, God.
Oh, wunderbar. Tremendous work, Inspector.
Goodbye.
Constable, Baroness. Constable Anton Jakob Zellner at your service. May I ask you where this beautiful train is taking you?
To the madhouse, I'm afraid. One
Cairo.
is close to the brink of insanity with this constant shaking and rattling.
Have you ever tried flying, Baroness?
That's a man.
Do you know how little luggage one is permitted upon an aeroplane? It defies all reason and good taste.
Have you heard about the burglary at the British Museum?
Heard about it? I'm directly affected by it.
How so?
I'm in charge of the Friends of the British Museum. And for your information, I'm financing the exhibition.
Exhibition? What exhibition?
The exhibition in Cairo. Where did you think we were going?
Oh my god, they're all going to Cairo.
The Sphinx were supposed to be exhibited together for the first time in decades. Now that one of them is gone, the exhibition will be rather less sensational than we'd hoped.
On the other hand, there's a chance that all the uproar will generate more attention, and that the exhibition will still be a great success.
Oh, perhaps. But we wanted to show them both together. That was the whole point.
Actually, in the novel Murder on the Orient Express, which this character is based off Hercule Poirot. Spoilers, by the way. I know none of you are going to read it unless you already have, but they all did it. So I'm wondering if that similar sort of deal there. It was very interesting though, because you go through the whole thing and you're like, who did it? I mean, they're all kind of, they all did it.
Can you tell
Looks
me
like Shrek when he was
about your
human.
fellow passengers, Baroness?
No, not really. I could hardly care who's penned up in here with me. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Lucien is here.
Lucien. Why does everyone say it like that?
Fellow. The Eye of the Sphinx that was stolen belonged to his collection.
The Eye of the Sphinx.
Professor Lucien is an Egyptologist.
But of course. As director of the Egyptian department of the British Museum, he has to be. The whole burglary thing really upset him.
He said he
Director
didn't,
Thomas
though.
told me he was a nervous wreck.
I'll take my
Also,
leave of you now,
Jeeves here
Baroness,
looks really
and
scared.
I do hope your journey becomes more bearable.
Yes, indeed, Inspector.
Constable. James?
Au revoir, James. So, what can you tell me?
He doesn't make a very balanced impression.
I don't know what
and
a
he,
balanced
of all
impression
people,
means.
isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum. He doesn't make...
I can't talk to him anymore?
He doesn't...
There we go. Hello.
Professor Lucien?
Yes? Do you have the key?
No.
Actually, I wanted...
Please. I have to go back to my compartment.
Well, alright. Fine then. Go pick the lock. Let's get a hairpin. The Egyptologist killed himself? No.
Yes?
Please excuse my unusual request, but Matt said you have some hairpins. Could I borrow one?
One of my hairpins?
It's a long story. It would be a big help.
Well, if you really need one.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mary. The constable won't do it any harm. Will you, Mr. Zellner?
Of course not, madam.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Is this one okay?
What's
It'll
a bobby
do nicely,
pin?
madam.
Is
Oh,
that what a
very
hairpin
kind
is?
of you.
They're quite small.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Alright. Let's go break in hardcore. And before I was the Raven all along. Where the what the hell? What? You just want to go stand over there, Jeeves? Alright, man. Whatever you gotta do. Excuse me, official police
It doesn't
business.
work with this kind of lock. I need something to turn the pin.
Aha! Aha ha ha! There was the padlock. Probably Jimmy and padlock. I'm wanted to get more toothpicks, but oh well. I also want to pick up some of this booze. I guess we'll live. Oh boy. I should really talk to Jeeves too. I should also probably start getting to bed, 6 a.m.
Picking a modern padlock in an uncomfortable position on a rocking train? I'm too old for that.
Are you? Alright, well hang on. There was the desk drawer as well. Should always try that out. Come on, Zellner. No, Zellner?
And suddenly, it's me who's the thief on the train.
Let's make sure the German isn't watching you.
Whoops. That was easier than expected.
What do you mean, whoops, you break it?
Batteries, a toothbrush, shaving brush, but not the key to the compartment door. Just this one. Too small for the door, but it might still be useful.
Oh, it's probably the key for the lockbox. Alright, Zellner, that's not how we walk.
A key to a... I'm sure of that. It's not the first time I've held one.
Okay, it's a key to a padlock. Got it. Zellner, please. Zellner, you're embarrassing me. Zellner! The German doesn't care. That's my job. Oh well. This isn't dangerous. Whatever.
That's it. There we go.
What did we take? What did I take? Well, it's nice of us to do that back up.
My grandfather was a blacksmith. When I was a child, I used to play with tongs and hammers in his workshop. My mother never cared for that. She was always worried about my little fingers. But I never hurt myself seriously. I'm quite clever with tools.
My little fingers. Let's give her back the hairpin, I guess.
Mrs. Miller?
Tool is a tool, not a toy. Oh dear, borrowed.
Yes?
Thank you for your hairpin, Mrs. Miller. It really got me out of a jam.
Oh, really? That's good to hear.
You hand it back, it's covered in jam.
And thank you for bringing it back to me. Not everybody would have.
I'm a Swiss policeman, madam. I couldn't do otherwise even if I tried.
Well, now I want to load the game and see if I can beat the game without returning it.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
And then at the end of the game, it shows him in his old age, in his dying breath, and he gasps, grabs his heart pills, chugs them, and it's like, what happened? Was it the dream again, Grandpa? He's like, the hairpin. I never returned the hairpin. It'd be good. It'd be good ending.
The butler, this James, seems to have escaped the Baroness.
Ah, shit, world. Maybe we can just use the pliers.
The butler, this James.
Yeah, talk to James, man.
Good day to you, sir.
We'll just hammer on the door with the wrench.
Can I be of any assistance, sir?
I wanted to ask you a few questions. Where did you and the Baroness board the train?
In Paris, sir.
In Paris, you mean?
On behalf of a charity that she supported for many years.
So you weren't in London when they broke into the British Museum?
We may have been, actually. We left for Dover bright and early the morning after the burglary.
So yes,
but it was
then.
in Paris when we first heard of it. The morning paper in London didn't mention the unfortunate event, sir.
So you
and
could
just
be
2
the
days
thief.
later, you're on a train bound for Switzerland. The Baroness certainly gets around.
Indeed, sir. We're practically always on the go.
And you'd be able to with the Baroness's keys to everything.
What can you tell me about the Baroness?
She funds the museum.
Nothing, sir. A butler does not tattle.
Well, I mean, that's true. Legit. I love these proper British. A butler does not tattle, sir.
If you'll pardon
pretty good.
a rather odd question, are you really named James? That would be a lucky coincidence in your line of work.
My name, sir, is Clive Alfred Inch.
Your second name is Alfred, yet the Baroness calls you James.
Madam considers James to be the only forename suited to a butler, sir.
Isn't butler an odd choice of career? Butler? Many would say it's a strange job.
It is true that I am one of a dying breed, sir. The war claimed a generation of butlers.
Have you been to war as well?
Indeed, sir. I was a groom for a cavalry officer.
So you were
when
like
you
in the
British
war.
talk about war, one is never sure which war you mean. It seems the situation hasn't changed much since the 30 Years' War, has it?
Shrapnel from a bomb dropped by a Fokker would not have wounded me in
Oh, those
30
fuckers.
Years' War, sir.
No, of course not. Goodbye, James.
Englishman with the last name Inch. Traitor! Frickin' Swisto. You Englishmen are talking about the war. I don't know which war you mean, because we stay out of all of them. Even when they're in our country. Alright, Lucian, stand back. I got pliers. I'm gonna break your door down.
I bet I could really get a grip on the bolt with these.
Well, come on then, hurry up.
He's just having a heart attack here. Grip that bolt. Twist them nuts. In we go.
Hello?
I barely left the window ajar.
Oh no. A ghost.
Nothing to see.
No! Quick, load.
Ah.
Are you okay?
Yes. Fine.
Oh my god, there's a guy outside the window right there. Oh, it's a mirror. Oh my god.
Do you have any idea why the door was locked?
I don't know. Maybe the constant vibrations caused the lock to lock itself.
You can't possibly believe that.
Well, then what's your theory?
The conductor could have locked it from the outside. On the other hand, it could have been someone here in the compartment who locked the door from the inside.
Who? And where have they gone?
Out the window.
They could have climbed out there.
Who would be that insane?
You tell me, Professor.
Rip, the hat's gone.
So, what are you hiding in your bag? What do you have that would be worth stealing?
It really is Maddie's father.
Nothing.
No valuables?
Certainly not. Not on my salary.
No, I don't.
It was enough for a first-class compartment on a luxury train.
That's my business.
You're playing a dangerous
Stewardess, eh?
game, Professor Lucien. I believe you and the inspector do know each other.
What makes you think that?
It seems like the two of you are running a haulage company specializing in safes.
I won't comment on that. It's a matter of international importance.
Tell me, Professor, would you have... And if so, would it still happen to be there?
Then all would be as it should.
That's what we hope, at least. All the same, it would have been a simple matter for a thief to make an impression of it. Right, Professor?
Oh.
I don't know. It'd be a bit... Well, I suppose if you had, like... You'd have to know that you'd need to take an impression of the key, but I suppose, like... They would have planned this ahead of time. So I guess all you need is putty, so we can check the ring... Oh, the key and... Whoa. I just closed my eyes for a minute there and bad things happen. Also... Hang on. We got like 100-kilometer winds outside. They're shaking everything. So like these train sounds, I've got very nice headphones, and I'm sure it doesn't come through great for you guys because I have it on mono, but it sounds really good, this train. And I took off my headphones and I was still hearing it. I was having like a freak out, but it's just the freaking
And the braking? It wasn't an issue for you, even though you're the head of the department where it occurred?
All right. The burglary was most upsetting and shocking, and I didn't know what to do, okay?
And you couldn't just tell me that.
The fewer people who know about it, the better. I can't trust anyone.
Well, everyone's going to Cairo, so you better start trusting somebody.
You're not only going to Venice, are you? Could it be that your journey will continue? All the way to Egypt, perhaps? I'm on your side. But the more you lie to me, the more difficult you make my job.
Well, he nodded.
I'd like to look around a bit.
Of course.
Oh, just read your book. That's fine. Let's check out the window.
Assuming there really was someone in the compartment, and he climbed out the window, where's he gone?
Can we fingerprint? How would I fingerprint?
Did the burglar leave any clues? Here's something. Might be fingerprints.
Hopefully not our
They're
fingerprints.
tough to make out, but I do believe there are some prints on the window. If I had a forensics kit, I could make the prints visible with carbon powder.
Oh, pencils are made out of carbon. And lead, mind you.
Wow. You have a very
Carbon
nice
graphite.
fountain pen. Pricey.
If you'd managed to decode hieroglyphics that boggled the best minds of the last 3,000 years, you'd have received a gift like that as well.
Well, fuck you. And also, why? So, is it canon that we say everything that we think out loud? Because his mouth always moves when he's saying it. And that guy just replied.
I really wonder what the professor is hiding from me.
Like, does he hear me saying
can't
that?
just rifle through the luggage of innocent citizens. This is the 60s.
Yeah, we have to hold up a gun first.
Bible, Grimm's fairy tales, Moby Dick, and gin, whiskey, and rum. All classics.
Well, that sounds like a good time.
No, nothing interesting.
Yeah? Nothing interesting? Alright, let's go dust your fingerprints and then go to
Goodbye,
bed.
Professor.
Because I'm gonna forget. Oh, no hat.
Pardon me, sir.
We could have used you a few minutes ago.
Oh my god, the Raven. Graphite's a carbon structure. I don't think they have lead anymore. Too many. Yeah, I think they took lead out of pencils as well. But in the 60s, for sure, they had lead in them. I know when I was a kid, they still had lead in them. Nice.
When I scratch the pencils lead with the scissors, I get fine graphite powder. I won't get a Nobel Prize for the idea, but graphite powder will bring out fingerprints at a pinch.
Can we take the pencil again? No. Take more of the... Nope. Alright, it's fine. Look at that guy, 6 AM, but I'm still sharp as ever. Maybe not, but I solved a simple puzzle. It's no Monkey Island, but it'll do. I've actually had a pencil break off in my arm one time. The lead. It's not a pleasant experience. I feel like you missed the door there.
Professor Lucier.
What the f- This game is like it's actually giving me like heart issues right now.
How can I help you?
Can't handle this. Hope the professor has some tape to light the fingerprints with, otherwise they're still boned. Oh yeah, to lift them, yeah.
I'd like.
That's smart. Yeah, I want to look around. Sorry, my brain's not working. The top window or the bottom one? I don't know, whatever. Oh, I closed the window, that's right. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, don't do it that way.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to make what I suspect are fingerprints visible.
And? Found anything?
I got an achievement for that.
Unfortunately, no. There are only a couple of fingerprints on the window. It was probably cleaned before departure, but the prints I can see look like glove marks.
Well, wouldn't you expect that? What professional burglar wouldn't wear gloves?
It was worth a try.
Why would a
I can
professional...
only make out faint traces,
Professional burglar
Whoever was
breaking
in
here.
this compartment was wearing gloves.
Sweet, or
He's
wizard.
hiding something from me, and I have to find out what it is. Professor Lucien?
Yes?
Oh, nothing.
Well, good.
Can I rob his purse? No. That's all I can do right now.
Goodbye. I scraped a small amount of graphite off the pencil lead. The powder is very fine, practically dust.
We still have that though. Might be useful later on. Got heart pills, which I might need myself actually. Too many ghosts in this game. Let's go ahead and save it up. Can I name it something, or it's just called new save game? Just called new save game. Anyway, we're gonna call it here, guys. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully all the settings look fine, because I'll rage in the morning if it doesn't. I'll catch you tomorrow. So have a nice night, and thanks for staying up so late with me. Good night.